Holly for three. Yes! Here's quick release three. Got it! And it's good! Game 2 of our doubleheader starts in just a couple moments here at Durfee. We've made the trip from Driscoll to Durfee, just a couple thousand feet. Boys basketball starting next. Hello again, everybody. Evan Massoud back with you on Fred TV. What a busy afternoon, but we just saw a great hockey game over at Driscoll, and now we have some boys hoops. Braintree coming to town, square off against Durfee, a rematch from a few weeks ago. A 1-point victory for the Hilltoppers on the road in that first matchup. What a great game it was. Just had a chance to talk with head coach Robert Crook of the Braintree Womps, his 32nd season here, and he said this is one of the best groups of kids that he's ever coached. Record not indicative of how the play has been, but he says it's really been a pleasure. This team's bought in, they listen, and they try their best. That's the best that anything a coach could ask for. You know, some little tidbits. He said there's some history between him and Durfee. He actually coached in the 90s against one of the Durfee teams that had Chris Herron and Jeff Karen on it, and Jeff beat them at the buzzer with a tip-in. So there's some history there, and he's been trying to get Durfee on this schedule every now and then when he can for non-conference play. So some cool history there between these two teams. For Durfee, the big story, can't ignore it. Javon Holly chasing 1,000. He's 18 points away, but unfortunately the headline tonight is that it won't be tonight. Holly sustained a sprained ankle on Sunday at Taunton. He's out this week. So we're hoping that he'll be back on Monday for the Attleboro game, the road game, and we're planning to cover that one if he returns Monday night in Attleboro. So our fingers are crossed, and we hope that Javon is back on the court as soon as possible. We'll break it down more as the game goes on. Should be a good one. Again, just a 1-point victory for Durfee on the road in the first matchup between these two teams. Braintree looking for some revenge. It's all coming up next on Fred TV. Stay with us.
Fall River is in the forefront of honoring members of the armed forces. The Community Preservation Act funded upgrades to the Veterans Memorial Bicentennial Park. In May 2021, Fall River dedicated the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, an 80% scale replica of the original. The aluminum panels are engraved with the names of more than 58,000 heroes killed or missing in action during the Vietnam War. The project, including landscaping, exceeds recreation and open space requirements set by the Community Preservation Act. 10 years ago, Fall River voters approved a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills to incentivize history, travel, and diversity. $310,000 was designated to build this powerful tribute, which has become a location for reflection and healing. The park is now fully handicap accessible and is open to all at no cost, dawn to dusk. CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Hello, my name is Laura Ferreira, the Director of Traffic and Parking. During a snowstorm, your safety is our first priority. At times, a parking ban may be necessary to ensure access for emergency vehicles and to allow plows to clear streets. A general rule is park on the side of the street opposite the fire hydrant. For more information, please visit our website at www.fallriverma.org and search parking ban. In addition, you may call the Mayor's office at 508-324-2600 or the Office of Traffic and Parking at 508-324-2123. New England weather can be unpredictable. Notification of a parking ban will be made early to give residents the opportunity to move their vehicles. Thank you for your assistance and cooperation.
Fall River Public Schools has opportunities for positions in multiple areas for people looking to work with the next generation. Come grow with our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals, and teaching assistants, and other educational support positions available. We are also looking to fill operations support positions such as custodial, security, and food service. We offer competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see our postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
The Gothic Revival-style arch at Oak Grove Cemetery signals the final resting place of some of Fall River's most prominent residents.
Since 1873, thousands of funeral processions have passed through these ornate iron gates. War heroes, abolitionists, mill owners, and Lizzie Borden are buried within these walls.
Despite fine craftsmanship and historical recognition, the arch was unable to withstand time and the elements, and was in danger of collapse.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills. This cherished landmark was saved with funds through the Community Preservation Act.
In just 5 months, this time using some modern machinery, local contractors refurbished the granite arch and replaced sections of the gate.
A uniquely Fall River work of art and a respectful reflection for the dead has been saved for future generations.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Now we ask you to please stand and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse, everybody. Evan Massoud with you as we're just about ready to get this one going. Braintree and Durfee squaring off for the second time this season. First time was a few weeks back on the 26th of January, a 61-60 victory for the Hilltoppers on the road. Tonight, they will host the Braintree Womps. Durfee in their home whites, Braintree in their road blues, and we're underway here at the Fieldhouse. Nowecki pulls up, the jumper no good. Montilla with the quick rebound. It goes out of play right in front of the Womps bench and head coach Robert Crook. Durfee will re-inbound the ball. Lewis gets it to go. Hilltoppers on the board. Well, as I mentioned in the open, just saw a great hockey game over at Driscoll. Bengals victorious for the 6th straight game, defeating Tri-County tonight. The Cougars this afternoon, 6-2. Durfee getting it back here quickly, hoping for another quick score. Good take to the basket. It's not going to go for Sari, who's starting today in place of Javon Holly. Mentioned it in the open. Holly's going to have to wait to hit the milestone at 18 points shy. He will be out tonight and Friday. Another steal. So the hope is that he'll be back Monday. And again, Monday we're planning to be in Attleboro should he be back. We wish him a quick recovery on the ankle sprain. Tough shot for Lewis, but it's good. And he's got both baskets for the Hilltoppers to start it off. Would expect this one to be a back and forth affair, a pretty close one considering how close it was the first time. 3 in the corner, no good. And looks like a foul coming against Braintree. This will be their first. Run down the starters for the visiting Womps at 6 and 11. Nate Meddy, number 5. Number 11, Captain Aiden Aubertine. Number 12, Tristan Rodriguez. Captain number 14, Jordan Gorham. And number 23, Matt Daly, who just picked up the foul. Get it to Lewis. He wants 3 now, off the mark. Never hit the rim. Off the glass it goes. Holly really had a great game going on Sunday in Taunton, had 20 points before he came out with the injury in the fourth quarter, and the Hilltoppers were leading in that one. They ultimately lost it, but it was turning into a good afternoon for Durfee in the snowy conditions, and unfortunately it didn't pan out. For the Hilltoppers, their starting 5 this evening, coming in at 12 and 3 after the loss on Sunday. Number 2, Mickey Sari. Number 5, Jaden Lewis. Number 14, Jaden Espinal. Number 21, Owen Nowacki, who just picked up Durfee's first foul. And number 22, Alexis Montilla. 2 shots for number 20 there, Medar Tukashov. He missed the first one. And he hits the second, so Braintree on the board. Good to hear the 6th man making some noise here in the field house. Nice to have fans back. Even when there'd been some fans, it was a little quiet, so nice to hear some noise. That's a great block. It sure looked like Lewis was fouled from behind as he crossed center court, but nothing was called. Then the block, and now Braintree will come away with it, but Lewis got a good push from the back. Now Sari to the basket. That won't go. All kinds of contact down low, and it'll be Womps ball. Close to a travel. Basket will not go. It's a foul. Kind of an interesting move here that that Braintree just, basically just subbed out their whole starting 5. Lewis picking up his first foul. Second team foul. And that one will dribble in. So Terry Ellie hitting the first. But also into the game is Cohen Drainville, captain Chris Kaya. Second shot will also go, and it's 4-3. Chalk up 2 more points. Kevin Devine, number 25. Nowecki for 3, and it's no good. Hard off the iron, and it kicks back to the Womps. Very rarely do you see all 5 starters get subbed out at one time. Interesting move from Coach Crook. Spin move, no good. Basket good from Ellie. You could argue that it worked, though. Braintree's 5 points have come from the bench. It's early, of course, but, just saying, if you're looking at the numbers, 5-4. Jaden Espinal with the ball, gets it to Sari for 3, and that's no good. It's going to kick back out. Now to Lewis, as Sari was able to get it back. Espinal, long 3, no good. Well short and off the mark. Quick pass down the court. Getting his own rebound is Drainville, kicks it back out. It is tipped, and Coach DeCruz making a play on it at the bench. And looks like the Hilltoppers will go into the timeout. Yep, Durfee calling the timeout in the first here. Already halfway through this first quarter, quick 4 minutes. Really no stoppages other than the 2 trips to the free throw line, but a fast start. Not a ton of points, but kind of a quick pace of play. Hilltoppers not using much of the timeout, just a quick message. Braintree will inbound 26 on the shot clock. They're going to kick it out to Drainville. Tipped by Sari. Sari's been all over the place in this first quarter, has made some really great plays. He's been quick to the ball. Montilla picks it off as the Womps turn it over. Lewis trying to drive the lane, and an offensive foul called.
Offensive fouls on number 5 for Durfee, Jake Lewis, his second, team third.
Go back the other way. Lewis's second foul. In Down Holly, you can't afford to have Lewis on the bench for a lot of this game if he gets into foul trouble. He's got to be careful. Tukashov with the basket. Seen a lot of offensive fouls called against Durfee this year, and I don't like them. It basically being limited on how aggressive they can be when they go driving the lane. And a lot of these have not seen the defense fully planted. Basket for Kaya. Coach Karen said it in the girls' game last week. Said you're anticipating the foul, and I think a lot of times that happens. I really had never heard that phrase before, but it does make a lot of sense. You just think it's going to happen, and sometimes you blow the whistle too soon. Nowecki gets the pass from Montilla, who got the rebound. Now Espinal with it back. 3 from Lewis is short. Foul on the floor as Nowecki goes down to the floor.
Braintree foul is on number 24, Chris Kuja, his first, team second.
Chris Kaya getting called on the foul. His first, second team foul. Durfee will inbound. Get it out to Sari. Pereira shielding 2 defenders, trying to give some space to the outside, to the perimeter, and that's going to be backcourt. Bad pass from Hargraves. Pereira couldn't do anything with it, way too low as it skipped off his knees and to the other side. So a turnover for the Hilltoppers. Well, Durfee scored the first 2 baskets. They were both thanks to Lewis. Hargraves making up for it. That's nice. I was just going to say, 9-0 run for Braintree since the subs came in, and that stops that run as Hargraves gets the layup and the steal. Great feed in transition. Ball comes loose, and we're going to have a jump ball. Four subs coming back in for the starters for Braintree. It's almost like line changes in hockey. That's a great inbound. Hilltoppers were not ready for it. Gorham, who just checked back in with the basket. Inbounding pass while he was airborne, and he puts it in. So 11-6. We come up to the final minute of this first quarter. Devontae Stewart into the game for the Hilltoppers. Had a great game against New Bedford last week when we were here. Hargraves, oh, that was close to a travel. Dumps it off to Pereira. Stewart comes flying in. And there's only 1 second on the shot clock. I guess it didn't hit the rim when it sailed over. This is going to be next to impossible. And that's it. Yep, turnover for the Hilltoppers again. Clock still rolling in the gym. Foul coming. Be Durfee's 4th. Pereira getting called on the foul. It's on the floor. 30 on the 32 in the game clock, 30 on the shot clock as they reset it. Wide open. Mehdi from downtown, and he could have stood there for another 5 seconds. Completely uncovered. That was a bad defensive breakdown right there for Durfee. "13 seconds. To the corner to Hargraves, now to Stewart. Stewart to Espinal, 5 seconds. Hargraves quickly covered up. Tough shot, that's a good basket. Good way to end the quarter. So the basket will go. Just 8 points though for Durfee in that first quarter. Scored the first 4, and they gave up 9 straight, and that's really one of the biggest differences here is that Braintree had that run, and they hold a 6-point lead after 8 minutes of play. Good contributions, though, from Coach Crook's bench players. They're the ones who sparked that 9-0 run. It wasn't the 5 starters. So this team obviously has some depth. They were missing 2 of their key guys in the first matchup against Durfee, which was out in Braintree. And now tonight, those guys are back, but Durfee's missing their key guy in Holly. So we'll see if it turns the tables at all for Braintree as we get ready for quarter number 2 here at the Fieldhouse. 4 points for Hargraves, he stays in. 4 points for Lewis, who is on the bench with 2 fouls. Thrown away by Espinal. Looks like they were targeting Pereira, but he got quickly cut off. And now a turnover will go the other way. Ooh, that was close to a travel as well for Hargraves. That back foot was coming up a little bit. Tough shot for Stewart. Can't get it to go. Flying in is Medi there. Got the rebound, and now down the other side, corner 3 is no good. Espinal with the rebound. Montilla has checked back in for Pereira. Now to Stewart. Out to Sari for 3. Oh, it goes. Wow. That's just ridiculous. There was no rhyme or reason that ball should have gone. And a foul from behind. Sometimes you got to be lucky. 3rd team foul for Braintree. It's on Tellier. Getting his first minutes of the game. Oh, man. The speedy Medi with the steal. And another foul away from the basket. It'll be Braintree's 4th. So both teams up to 4 fouls apiece. Rodriguez getting hit with his first. They go to Espinal. Now across the court to Hargraves. Stewart. Oh, another bad pass. I like the idea, but in that case, it looked like Stewart had an open lane to the basket. Nowecki gonna get ready to check back in. Montilla, baseline, Stewart sends it out of bounds. And now Stewart will head to the bench as Nowecki comes back in. Daly coming back in as Tellier hits the bench. And Medi will inbound to Gorham. Puts it up and in. Sari to Hargraves. Pulls up for an open 3, and it's off the front of the rim. He'll get it back, give it a Espinal. Oh, and he falls down. Hargraves keeps it. It goes behind his back. Now baseline finds Nowecki in front. Wow. Talk about making lemonade out of lemons. That was quite the sequence there. That was some hustle defense for the Hilltoppers. Hargraves got back. Was able to get on Medi, couldn't take the shot. He passed it, then Durfee got it back on the steal, and then Espinal, unfortunately, unable to put it up and in. So it's going to go right back down the court, but it was a tough shot for Espinal, but ultimately would have been a layup. Now Medi there for the basket. Pace of play is really fast here. Montilla down low. Is fouled. And one. Fifth Braintree foul. Aubertine, his first. And Montilla will go to the line. It'll be Durfee's first free throw of the evening. Chance to make it a 4-point game again. And it kicks off no good. Sari jars it loose. Sari is blocked. Gorham took care of him. Fadeaway three is well short. Jaden Lewis with it, back into the game. Gets it to Sari. Sari loses it. Coming back, Lewis. Called on foul number 3. There was contact. I know he doesn't like it, but it was visible. Coach DeCruz not happy about it. Lewis just got back out there. And as quickly as he got out there, he's going to head back to the bench. Espinal getting ready to check back in. First shot for Gorham is made and good. That's a situation, sorry, where you're trying to do too much. You got a fast break. You're already hurting for fouls. You already got 2. It's kind of a careless move. We know how aggressive Lewis is. That's not to fault him in that respect. It's been a tremendous asset defensively for this team. But you got to know the situation too. Montilla's foul now down the other end. I mean, one-on-one, any move in the wrong direction, you're going to get called on it. There's just no way around it. 6th foul for Braintree. Montilla back to the line. 2 shots. And that one will go. Sari will take a seat, and we'll see Nathan Botello for a little while, number 20, checking into the game. Sari's had a decent first half. That's no good. 1 for 2. Medi down in the corner. Hilltoppers back to Medi, now across the other way, trying to get him free. Four seconds. What a stand for the Hilltoppers. That's fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. Quick to the ball. They were watching it intently everywhere they were looking to pass. It was like a tennis match, watching the bodies and the heads churn with the ball. That was impressive. Now you get some points out of this. Nowecki out to Espinal, wide open, sets for 3, got it! His first of the night. Things like that. This is a game of momentum, of streaks. You get a huge defensive stand, you get a 3, you get a steal here. Espinal wants another 2, and it's good. It's a 1-point game. Oh, that was a good pass. I'm surprised that Tukashov didn't take the basket. Oh, my goodness, from way outside. Rodriguez with the 3 from another time zone. Lead back to 4. Espinal, he'll take another and knock it down. So he said, if you're not going to come at me, fine, I'll just put it up. Wide open far side again. That might have been tipped. No, it's good. Trading threes, Rodriguez and Espinal. Goodness gracious. 28-24, 90 seconds to play in the half. Espinal fouled, he'll go to the line. It'll be the 7th for the Womps.
Braintree fouls on number 14, Jordan Gorham. His first, team 7.
Gorham's first. Bouncer, no good. Hits the front of the rim and trips off. That one no good either. That's a tough one. Durfee just 1 for 5 at the free throw line. Braintree 5 for 6. And they'll pick up foul number 6 here.
Durfee fouls on number 20, Nate Botello.
Botello is first in limited time, just came in a couple moments ago. That one on the floor, so Braintree will inbound. Mehdi will look for the open man. Now if Durfee can keep this a 2-possession game here, that would do wonders for them. It's a big basket for Ellie. Tough shot. They find Stewart now trying to get a Hargraves in transition, and it is a turnover for Durfee. Open in the corner. Nowecki quick to get there. Hargraves guarding Rodriguez. Jumper is no good. Out of bounds. And it'll be Braintree ball. Seeing it went out off of Durfee. Mehdi back out to three-point land, looking for some space. Now to Rodriguez. Mehdi all alone on this near side. Oh, goodness, what a great pass and basket. Gorham puts it in. (32-24), 5 seconds. Hilltoppers are down by 8. Tough shot for Espinal. That is for 2. That's a fantastic basket. That's just a ridiculous shot. Well, the good news for Durfee is that the deficit is not any worse than it was at the end of 1 than it is now. And the other good news is that Espinal just had a 10-point quarter, because without him, the Hilltoppers would be really scuffling right now. Offensively, definitely struggling, aside from Espinal. Good quarter, 18 points, but still down in this one as we hit the halftime break. Third quarter will be coming up in about 9 minutes' time. We hope you'll stay with us here on Fred TV. More boys basketball coming up after the break. Stay tuned.
The telescope was built in around 1897, and the mechanical parts were made by the Warner and Swasey Company in Cleveland, Ohio, and the optical parts were made by Elvin Clark and Sons, famous firm in Cambridgeport, Massachusetts. This telescope excels at showing like the rings of Saturn, the craters on the moon, Jupiter, the cloud belts on Jupiter, the moons of Jupiter. There are many things. It can detect objects really from many billions of light years away from us. The Andromeda Galaxy, which is one of the closest big galaxies like our Milky Way, you can see that looking through this telescope, even from here in Fall River, even though it takes the light from the Andromeda Galaxy about 2.4 million years to get here. The telescope actually moves to track the object as the Earth spins under us. It's like seeing sunset, you know, it's because the Earth's turning. Well, when we point the telescope at a celestial object, magnify 100 or 200 times, the object would drift out of the field of view in less than a minute. But this has a mechanical clockwork and a mechanism to track the sky no matter where you point. I hope that some students, just by looking at it, are inspired to learn more about it and about telescopes and about astronomy. I hope students see it and want dearly to look through it. I hope students passing by outside look up at the dome and wonder what's up there. And I remember being a little kid coming up to go to the dentist and driving by the old school on Rock Street. That's where the telescope was still located. But I'd look up at that dome and I knew it was an observatory dome and I was interested in science. I thought, wow, I wish I could get up there someday and use whatever's up in that dome. What's it like? I never dreamt that the day would come I'd have a chance to be involved with it like I am now. I'm very grateful for the experience. It's a wonderful symbol of Fall River's significant past as an industrial powerhouse. Telescopes like this were expensive. They were status symbols, and this still is. This, among telescope specialists, like me, this is a famous telescope. If you want to compare this to an antique car, we're talking Rolls-Royce here.
Strike three called! Base hit and your game winner! Shot, good! Hall with room, Hall taking it to the house!
The Gothic Revival-style arch at Oak Grove Cemetery signals the final resting place of some of Fall River's most prominent residents.
Since 1873, thousands of funeral processions have passed through these ornate iron gates. War heroes, abolitionists, mill owners, and Lizzie Borden are buried within these walls.
Despite fine craftsmanship and historical recognition, the arch was unable to withstand time and the elements and was in danger of collapse.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills. This cherished landmark was saved with funds through the Community Preservation Act.
In just 5 months, this time using some modern machinery, local contractors refurbished the granite arch and replaced sections of the gate.
A uniquely Fall River work of art and a respectful reflection for the dead has been saved for future generations.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Fall River is in the forefront of honoring members of the armed forces. The Community Preservation Act funded upgrades to the Veterans Memorial Bicentennial Park. In May 2021, Fall River dedicated the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, an 80% scale replica of the original. The aluminum panels are engraved with the names of more than 58,000 heroes killed or missing in action during the Vietnam War. The project, including landscaping, exceeds recreation and open space requirements set by the Community Preservation Act. 10 years ago, Fall River voters approved a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills to incentivize history, travel, and diversity. $310,000 was designated to build this powerful tribute, which has become a location for reflection and healing. The park is now fully handicap accessible and is open to all at no cost, dawn to dusk. CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Fall River Public Schools has opportunities for positions in multiple areas for people looking to work with the next generation. Come grow with our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals, and teaching assistants, and other educational support positions available. We are also looking to fill operations support positions such as custodial, security, and food service. We offer competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see our postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to Durfee High School's Luke Urban Fieldhouse. 32-26 here at the end of the halftime break as we get ready for the third quarter. Braintree leading Durfee by 6. It was 14-8 after 1. Both teams found their stride offensively, each netting 18 points in the second quarter. So the deficit for Durfee remains the same. They're down 6. Lewis is out there to start. Actually, all 5 starters with the exception of Sari is out there. Pereira out there for Sari to start the third for Durfee. And it looks like all 5 regular starters, or original starters, yep, all 5 starters out there for Coach Crook as the Womps will start with possession here in the third. What a take to the basket. But we've seen a few of those tonight. Albertine, that's his first basket. But we've seen that from a few guys on both sides tonight. There's been some real pretty baskets. There's been some ugly moments, a lot of turnovers, but a lot of it's because of the crazy pace of play here. It's been a very fast game. Albertine now picking up the foul, his second, team's first. We haven't seen a ton of free throws, so pace of play really has been pretty high pace, pretty fast. Pereira, tough shot, loses it, gets it back. How is that not a foul? That was not all ball and how that got jarred loose. And Lewis draws one, so that'll be foul number 2 for Braintree. He's going to put Jaden at the line. This will be his first trip to the free throw line. Medi's first foul of the game. Excuse me, it's not free throws, my bad. I was gonna say, I thought the initial signal was that it was going to be, but it clearly was on the floor. That's at least what I originally thought. Nowecki's going to get it back after the block, now out to Hargraves. We've seen some tremendous defense for Braintree, really using their size. Coach Crook said they're an undersized team for their conference, but facing Durfee, they are not an undersized team because the Hilltoppers are an undersized team. We know that. It's not a surprise. Been like that for a while, but 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6 feet, 6'3", 6'4". Yeah, that's not an undersized team. Again, to quote Coach, it was, yes, for his conference, I get that. But down here, no, not so much. Daly with the basket. It's a 10-point lead for Braintree as they've come out and put 4 more on the board to start the quarter. And the Hilltoppers having trouble possessing the ball, and it's a jump ball. Should be Durfee ball after Braintree started with possession. To start the quarter, it will be. Lewis will have it. But if you're the Hilltoppers, you can't let this one get too much further away from you. 10 points on a night where it started kind of slow offensively. They've been playing catch-up for most of it. You can't let this get too much further away. Nowecki with a real tough shot. Shot clock violation. It never made it to the basket. Might have been tipped. Braintree ball. Stewart looks like he's going to get ready to check in at the next break. Beautiful jumper for Gorham. He's up to 10 points, and it's a 12-point lead. Largest of the night. Hargraves with a tough shot, high off the glass, no good. The rebound, and it kicks out of bounds off of Aubertine. Offensive foul called against Nowecki during the inbound, and I'll turn the ball over. Score table calling for an official review. Was not on Nowecki, so a correction here. It's on Montilla, his first. Nowecki will sit with 1 as well. Either way, a turnover for Durfee is something they desperately could not afford. Aubertine finds Medi. And Lewis guarding him very tightly. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Aubertine. Taken away by Lewis. And he's stripped, and he'll go to the line. This time he'll go to the line. Foul number 3 for Braintree. It's on Rodriguez, his second. That one does not go, and the free throw troubles continue for Durfee tonight. Small sample size, but just 1 for 6. On the other side, 5 for 6 for Braintree. That one won't go either. Medi, wide open again for three. Got it. $10 for Medi. 15-point lead. Lewis gets it to go. Lewis's fourth foul. And Sari will come back in. Montilla up the ladder, Sari able to get it. Dump it off to Espinal. Spin move for Espinal, and it comes up rather short. Jumper will not go. Out of bounds, Durfee ball. Rodriguez, Albertine, and Daly out of the game for the moment. 3 subs back in for the Womps. 4 minutes into this third quarter, just 1 from the field for Durfee. That's it. And that was Lewis a couple moments ago. Tony Gomes Jr. with the ball, looking for some room. Gets it to Espinal. Now back to Montilla, 10 on the shot clock. Back to Gomes. Picks it up. Nice take to the basket. Thrown away. Montilla, it's kind of like, look what I found, right into his hands. Out to Gomes for 3, no good. Third Durfee foul is going to come against Montilla. Sari trying to jar it loose into the hands of Montilla. Espinal looking for space. That's for 3, no good. Sari flying in, able to get to it. Now Gomes for 2. Another steal. Durfee taking it back again. Sari driving the lane. Is fouled, goes down hard.
Braintree fouls on number 24, his second, team fourth.
Chris Kuja, excuse me, his second foul, 4th team foul. And Sari at the line for the first time. That's the first free throw made for the Hilltoppers their last 5 attempts. He hits them both, nothing but net. You know, a game like this, free throws are a big deal. 6 points left on the board for Durfee. This could be a 1-point game. Another turnover as the Hilltoppers force the out of bounds. It was a 15-point lead for Braintree. Now 8 points taken off the board. That's for 3. Got it! Another 3 for Sari. And it's a 4-point game. Hilltoppers staying alive. Final minute and a half. And a timeout called by Braintree. It's only a matter of time. Their first timeout. Nice run here for Durfee. They really needed that. By my count, that was a 9-0 run for the Hilltoppers. So that effectively erases the 9-0 run that Braintree had earlier. And the deficit is 4. Inbounding will be Gorham. Quick to Rodriguez, who's back in as well. Medi on the bench, but Rodriguez had some big points. Oh, that was close to a travel. Aubertine can't get it to go. Durfee's trying for the rebound, and they can't get it. Got tangled up with each other. 3 in the corner. It's good! Gorham with the 3. Travel all day, but not called. And it allowed the 3 for Gorham. You know, that's a momentum killer for Durfee. Got to come right back and answer. Final minute of the third. Stewart back to Espinal, sets for 3, and it's good! Espinal with another from downtown. His third, he's got 13 points. Hilltoppers with the timeout. So right there, that's a big answer. Back where we were just a moment ago. The 3 for Gorham halts Durfee for a moment. Comeback answer. 44-40. A lot of players with some good point totals now at this point. You know, Braintree spreading it out a little more than Durfee. 10 for Medi, who's on the bench right now. 13 for Gorham. And 6 for Rodriguez, 6 for Ellie. For Durfee, Sari with 8 points, thanks to 2 3-balls. So he's struck for 3 a couple times. 6 points for Lewis, who's on the bench. 13 for Espinal. And 4 points for Gomes Jr., came in that little surge. So getting some production. He's got the ball now. Getting production from him as well off the bench. Lost the ball, stripped away. The Womps take it back the other way. Rodriguez holds up. Gomes Jr. fell back, lost his balance, now up. Tipped, Espinal with the steal, gets bumped, stays with it, now back to him. 10 seconds left in the quarter. 6 seconds. Hits the 3, it's no good. Desperation shot, no good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tight one heading into the fourth quarter. The visiting Womps, 44, your Hilltoppers,
Well, after 3 quarters, Hilltoppers have cut the lead now to 4 points. A 14-point third. They held Braintree to just 12. And it's a 2-possession game. 44-40 as we get ready for the final quarter here on this Wednesday evening. Tell you, without Holly, knowing how close this game was and how far behind Durfee was in this third quarter, if the Hilltoppers are to come back and ultimately win this one, it would really be quite the game. It would be quite the story. A lot of work to do, a lot of time left. That's a great feed, and it doesn't go. Might have been some contact, but no foul called against Durfee. They'll take it back. Same 5 players out on the court. That's a steal. Rodriguez going back. Basket good. Gomes looking for a lane. Out to Sari for 3. He's got 2 of them. That's no good. Kicks back out to Gomes. Now to Espinal. Desperation shot. Montilla with the tip. Goes down. Is called on a travel. Never had possession of the ball. Gets knocked back, and that's a travel. Somebody please read me the rules. That is no way a travel. That is garbage. How do you travel if you don't have possession of the ball? My goodness. It's not like we didn't start on time. Not in any rush here. I mean, it's clear as day. How many steps are we going to let Rodriguez take to the basket? Just wondering. I think it's a fair question. Call it both ways. What a take. That's beautiful. Way to go, Gomes. I feel like Tommy Heinsohn getting ticked off. I mean, really? Doesn't get it to go. Loose ball. Espinal picks it up. Down the court. I don't like the pass, but luckily Stewart is there. Mehdi is into the game, so his speed could play a factor for Braintree. He's been all over the court this evening. Not a huge point total, but has really, I mean, he's got 10 points. Not taking anything away from him, but he's really been great defensively. That won't go, but it is a foul, and it'll put Sari at the line, who was 2 for 2 in his one and only trip last quarter. Foul number 5 for Braintree. Second foul for Gorham. He had one in the second quarter. Sari for 2 at the line. These are big points here for Durfee if they make them. That's going to be short. Kicks out Stewart, and it goes out of bounds. Durfee ball. Stewart was behind the defender for Braintree, so Braintree last touched it. Got to get it in. And a bad inbounding pass. Montilla couldn't get free, and they run out of time. Rodriguez is fouled, and the basket won't go. It'll be Durfee's 4th. It looks like it's going to be on Stewart. Rodriguez going to the line for the first time tonight. And he hits the first. Both shots made. And the lead is 7. 5.5 to go. Lewis still on the bench. 4 fouls for Lewis. Hasn't had much playing time. He's got called on some tough ones tonight. Long 3 for Gomes, and it doesn't go. Out of bounds, should be Durfee ball. Rodriguez driving the lane. Stewart gonna get hit on the same foul twice in a row. Durfee's 5th. And 2 more shots for Rodriguez. Both shots go. That's 4 big points for Braintree. The lead is back to 9 as Rodriguez has put 4 straight on the board thanks to free throws. Back to Sari. Now back to Gomes. Sari to his left, Stewart to his right. Looking for space. Now to Stewart. Jumper is going to be short. Montilla with the rebound. And they're going to give him 2 shots. 7th foul for Braintree. Excuse me, 6th foul for Braintree. It had said 6 before on the board. Must have been an error on the scoreboard. 2nd foul for Tellier, who just recently came back out. Hasn't had a ton of playing time. Montilla was 1 for 3 before that miss, now 1 for 4. Hargraves is checked back in as Stewart hits the bench. Hargraves gets a much-needed rebound after the 2 misses from Montilla, and he'll be fouled again. Now it's 7 fouls for Braintree. That one on the floor. Gorham's 3rd, 2nd this quarter. Hilltoppers into bonus if they can hit some free throws. It is not on the floor, excuse me. It's going to be a 1-1. Should be a 1-1. Montilla hits that one, needed to, and he does. Well, we'll see if the free throws will start falling for Durfee, because with Braintree into foul trouble now, we're only halfway through this 4th quarter. Free throws could play a major part in this one. That cuts the lead back to 7. Those are 2 big hits for Montilla. Ends up now 3 for 7 at the line in the game. Rodriguez with a spin move down low, going out to Albertine. Now he wants it back at the point. No, Mehdi all alone again. That's the 3rd time he's burned the Hilltoppers tonight. Essentially wide open. 10-point game. That was off the mark. Sari gets taken out. Hey, what do you know? Called one for the Hilltoppers. 8th foul for Braintree. Sure that wasn't a travel? 2 shots for Sari. 3rd foul for Tellier. Sari hits the first shot. Both are good. Oh, are they going to wave it off? Hilltoppers picking up a foul on the tail end of that. It's on Montilla, his third. The basket will count. Hilltoppers get the defensive stop here to get it back right away. Now Gomes to the basket. It goes. That got a rise out of the crowd. Suspended animation. It's amazing. Rodriguez drives the lane again. Under his arm, carrying it to the basket. You know, one of the things Braintree's done extremely well, particularly in the second half, that's going to be no good, is the defense. You know, they're in a zone, and they've been guarding the perimeter extremely tight, and that's the biggest thing is Durfee hasn't been able to get a lot of good open looks. Then on the other side, Rodriguez is just having his way to the basket. 10 points this quarter, 16 for the game. And he's driving the lane at will. Frustration boiling over a little bit too, so Coach DeCruz calling a quick timeout as the lead is back to 10 with 2:15 to go. Next up for Durfee. Look at the schedule here. They'll be in Brockton on Friday, then at Attleboro on Monday, President's Day, and then home against Bishop Conley for the regular season finale on Wednesday. Each game is at 6:30, except for Conley. That's a 5:30 game here at Durfee in the evening, so an hour earlier. That is supposed to be senior night, unless there's any changes. But that's the only other home game, so gonna be senior night. And as I said, if Holly is back for Monday in Attleboro, we're gonna make the trip and hope we see a milestone reached. Hargraves' three misses. And it's an inbound for Braintree. Meddy. Foul number 7 for the Hilltoppers. One and one. Shot misses. Montilla goes down awkwardly. Gets some help to get up. Travel called. That one didn't quite look like a travel either, but it sure looked like the player had possession, though, as he was going down. The difference from the last call. Final 2 minutes here at Durfee. You know, at this point, This is ridiculous. That is such garbage. Foul called against the Hilltoppers. You know, it's getting out of hand. First shot made. And tell me with some of the tic-tac calls that we've seen tonight that Sari was not fouled on the way to the basket. Give me a break. It's another example of the game being controlled by a whistle. Not a good night. Back to Sari. That's for three. No good. Montilla reaching for it, gets it to Espinal. Quick three. That's good. That's his fourth from outside. He's got 16 in the game. Hargraves picking up foul number 9 for the Hilltoppers. Rodriguez to the line for a 1-and-1. He's 4 for 4. Missed it. Thrown away. And it sure looked like that should be Braintree ball. And the officials missed that one too. Ninth foul for Braintree. Coming before the shot, that three won't count. 4-point swing would be nice right about now. But not going to count. Medi picking up his second foul. Both have come in the second half. Espinal's first free throw on the 1-and-1 is good. He had missed his first and only two. We're under a minute here. 54.9. That's good too. 7-point game again. Hargraves' second straight foul. Not sure about that one either. 2 shots for Albertine, automatic 2 shots here. First one is good. And I don't care. I'm going to go on record and saying I hope these two are not officiating any playoff games here in a couple weeks, assuming we get a home game, because this has been a real poor fourth quarter. I don't see everything. How can I? One person scoring in a book, scoring on a screen, watching the game. I don't see everything. But the obvious is the obvious. I give this Hilltopper crew here, really, Hargraves has been in it as well, but they took out No, Gomes is still in. Who did they take out? I'm losing track here. Montia was in. Montia's still in. Well, Stewart had been, in and out with Hargraves in this fourth quarter. And a foul against Braintree. And Nowacki as well. But really, 4 out of these 5 have played some real tough minutes here in this fourth quarter. And they've really kept Durfee in it as best as possible. It's the 10th foul for Braintree. First shot made by Espinal. Both are good. Stepped out of bounds. Hargraves picks up another foul. 2 more shots for Braintree. Ellie at the line. First trip to the free throw line, misses the first. Excuse me, second trip to the line, my bad. First trip was way back in the first quarter. Thank God these are new bleachers. Coach DeCruz still not happy with the missed out of bounds call. Not too happy about a lot of calls. The official clearly doesn't care. Foul on Aubertine now on the other side, so we'll trade free throws here. Montia back to the free throw line. First one is made. Both shots are made. Zary getting the foul. First one is good. It's Aubertine back to the line. In the never-ending final minute. Both shots are made. 65-58. Deflected, blocked, into the hands of Mehdi, who dumps it off down the court to Aubertine. Oh, another foul. Okay. We must be setting some kind of record here for this final minute. This is absurd. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this isn't like the game of fouls. This is just ridiculous. Mehdi at the line for 2. He missed his first. This is his first trip to the line. At least the crowd's into it. You see the camera shaking. It's stomping on the bleachers. Both free throws miss. And a timeout called by Coach Cruz. Well, Mike Fernandez running camera. Had to bring up how far ahead of time we were. Started on time for the most part. Game was flowing. We've spent 10 minutes in this final minute. This is unreal. I have never. I mean, really. We see it in the NBA, we see it in college, the quote, the game of fouls. But this is just unreal. I mean, they can't even restart the clock before there's another foul. Players hit the court for the final 22.9. Durfee will have the ball. Hargraves with it. Sets for three. No good. Rodriguez with it. It's blocked. Now Mehdi dumps it off again. Back down the court to Gorham for the easy basket. And a technical foul now called. Technical foul for Hargraves, his fourth foul, all four in this quarter. And two more shots for the Womps. (68-58) after the make. Second one is good as well. And Braintree gets the ball. Final 7.5 seconds. Out of bounds, 1.3. That's game. A contentious one. Hilltoppers drop their fourth of the season. Good atmosphere. Crowd made it fun. The refs did not. 69-58 the final from Durfee. Another 18-point quarter for the Hilltoppers in that fourth. Thanks to, let's see, 11 points from the free throw line. A 25-point quarter for the Womps. Thanks to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points at the line. I've never seen anything like it, seriously. This was crazy, these final couple minutes. So many fouls, whether you agreed with them or not. Tons of fouls. I mean, and you look back at it. I look back at some of the misses for Durfee. Obviously, an 11-point game at this point, but you know, the slow start for Durfee hurt them. I think Durfee competed very well when you consider that they were without Holly. I thought they competed as good as they could. Overall, entertaining game really until the end of it. So. Braintree gets their revenge here. Durfee goes down to 12-4 on the season, a 7-11 record now for Braintree as they come away with the win. We will be back next on Friday right here at the Fieldhouse for Girls Hoops as the other milestone chase is on. Mackenzie Carrero is just 10 points away from 1,000 as she and her Lady Hilltoppers will welcome the Brockton Boxers to town, a team they've already beaten once this season. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook, folks, here at Fred TV Sports. This is where we live stream all of our content. If you don't have Facebook, be sure to click on over to our YouTube channel and subscribe there. All of our games are archived there after it concludes. For Mike Fernandez behind the lens, I'm Evan Massoud saying so long from Durfee. Enjoy your Thursday, and we will see you Friday.